Hello, hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. I am glad that you guys are on with me. I'm glad to be hopping on for this week. As promised, I'm going to try to go live weekly and just give some tips on wellness, mental health, physical health, the different facets of the work that I do with clients, just to give some of those free tips to you guys and just help you all with your goals going into now what's going to be the third quarter of the, or sorry, not the third quarter, it's the third month, the second quarter of the year. And so today, as promised, today I want to talk about self-sabotage. And I know you guys are like, Kristen's going to give us three little to-dos, and then we're going to be able to overcome our self-sabotage, and we're going to move on and do what we're supposed to do, and it's going to be so easy. But honestly, I want to share a little bit about like my story with self-sabotage, and then also just give you the essence of what has to happen in order to really get out of your own way. Now, are there some steps after you've decided to get out of your own way that will be helpful? Absolutely. But ultimately, I think that it comes down to being sick and tired of your own stuff. You can fill in the blank with whatever word you want to say there, but sick and tired of your own crap, your own stuff around doing the same thing over and over and over again. So for me, I'll share with you guys personally a little bit about how what this looks like for me. For those of you who don't know, I am a little over 7 years sober from an alcohol problem. Was drinking very often, daily, doing the most. We won't get into we won't get into it, but just trust me that I definitely needed to stop, and had definitely gone past the social, recreational type of relationship with alcohol into some physical dependency and just a really bad habit, a really bad cycle. And my form of self-sabotage would be rationalizing and making what I was doing okay. So because alcohol is legal, and because it's a social thing, and because I still had a job, and because I still had money, and because I had this, and because I had that, I found myself making it okay, sabotaging something that was literally trying to kill me. I was rationalizing it, making it okay based on external things that I thought would be the indicator that there was a problem, right? So for me, it's like, I mean, I'm still working and I'm still doing this, and look, my friends are doing it, and oh, it's the weekend, and of course you got to drink for brunch, and then you got to drink because it's Saturday, and then Sunday is football, and then Monday was, I don't know what Monday was, but there was a reason. And then Tuesday was because it's Tuesday, and Wednesday is like it's almost the weekend, or I'm stressed, and Thursday is because it was Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a reason every single time that made something that I knew was not in my best interest okay in my head. And how many of us do that? Maybe it's not with something that is life or death as an addiction, but how many of us do that with our day-to-day decisions, where we make them okay, we see ourselves going in that same cycle, and we, for whatever reason, do not stop ourselves, and we know our pattern. We do the same thing over and over and over again. And I'll tell you all that the key for me personally around realizing that I no longer needed to drink, that was clear before I was clear on it. That was clear. But honestly, what it took for me, and a lot of times people say it takes, you got to hit your rock bottom. You got to just be, got to lose everything and that was not my story. And that is the case for a lot of people, but that was not my story. And I actually know people where that's not actually how they decided to pursue sobriety. What it was is that I got tired. I got so tired of my own stuff, so tired of having the same thing happen over and over and over again, and it was not getting better. It was getting worse over and over. Okay, so it's like you You can kind of like spiral up or you can spiral down. I was spiraling down over and over and over, okay? And I realized that I was in my own way. I was making something okay. I was refusing help, or not even refusing help. I wasn't even exploring help because I wanted to do what I wanted to do, or I thought that I had it. Something around my mentality of not being done for whatever reason. I wasn't done lying to myself. I wasn't done, making excuses. I wasn't done relying only on myself. And it took me saying, you know what, I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of doing this. I want something different for things to eventually change. And so if you're looking for what you need to be on the lookout for with anything that you're trying to change, guys, I want to use my personal story as an example, but I've had to do this in other areas of my life as well. And it really comes down to, are you done? Are you tired of your cycle? Are you ready to fully give yourself to a new process, to a new way of life, and commit to the ups and downs and roundabouts of what that looks like? Okay, some of us are ready to a certain extent, and then it's like, okay, never mind, I'm not ready to do this part of the process. And that's really what makes a difference. All right, so I'm going to give you all, this is something that I learned in recovery, but I also want to give this to you because this is really just a life principle. Okay, and it's about how to create change, and that's the acronym, is HOW. Okay, and so I will go through them briefly to let you know, but I want you to write these down and remember these for anything that you're trying to do. Remember, where am I at with all of these? Okay, and so HOW stands for honesty. Okay, first and foremost, if there's something that you want to change, you've got to get to a place where you're being honest with yourself. Some of us have that. Some of us have all the self-awareness in the world, and that's good, but that's where it comes into the other two in combination with that. So honesty is not the only thing. You may be able to be straight up with yourself or with other people, but it takes a combination of those. But first and foremost, can you be honest about what's really in the way? Okay, so for me, I had to say that the issue isn't, I can be honest and say, for example, I'm not moving forward in my career, or I'm not able to do X, Y, and Z. I can't get my life together or whatever. I could be honest about that. But will I be honest and say that those things are happening because of a drinking problem that I haven't addressed? You see how that's different? Like, you see how we can pick and choose what we want to be honest about? So that's an example of, I had to get really, really honest about, you know what the root cause of all of this is? It really is my drinking problem. Okay? So boom, gotta have that. Gotta have that. Gotta be honest with yourself, and eventually, soon thereafter, honest with someone else. And that's where we go into the other two. There has to be an openness. So HOW stands for honesty, openness. All right, openness is where you are open to help from someone else. You're open to a different way of doing things. You're open to getting out of your comfort zone. You're open to challenging yourself to think differently, to do differently. Just having an open posture of, I don't have it, and I need to explore and allow things to come into my life to help me. So that's the openness piece. Okay, so honesty, openness, and then the last part of the HOW is willingness. Okay, so I could be honest, I could be open, and I could be chilling right here in my chair, okay? Or I could be honest, open, and willing, which is the action piece. That's the action. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do those other two things. I could literally sit here and engage in the same behaviors that cause me pain and cause me harm and cause me to lose potential and all those other things, because I'm not willing to actually try something else. I can even be open to the possibility, oh yeah, that sounds good, oh, I could see how that could work, and oh yeah, that would be great, and oh, that sounds like that would, no qualms with that, right? But are you willing to do it? Are you willing to take that step? And that's really where the action piece comes into effect. Okay, so when it comes to self-sabotage, all right, The most essential step, I will say, is getting tired of your own crap. Okay? Now, that looks different for everybody. I want you to take that and apply it as it is in your situation. All of us, we can't necessarily change everything about our situations, but when it comes to things that you know that you could be doing better at, that you really want to do better at, that are solely within you, we're talking about self-sabotage. We're not talking about environmental factors and family factors. We're talking about self-sabotage, right? You have to be sick of your own stuff. And then once you are, that's where those 3 steps of honesty, openness, and willingness come in. Okay? And so we're being honest about what the core issues are. We're being open to help, a different perspective, a different way of doing things. And once we are open to those things, we are now willing to take action and hold tight, maintain with those action steps. Stay willing, stay open, stay honest throughout the entire process. And that's how we create change. Okay? And so if I at any point with my walk, with my situation, start to be dishonest about what I've been through, what I'm thinking about, if I don't have some accountability, if I'm not working towards those things, then those could be potential red flags for reverting back and getting back in my own way. And so if you are someone who's trying to figure out the first steps to doing this, I think that the first question is, are you sick of it yet? Are you sick of it yet? It takes a while. It takes a while to be sick and tired, but once you hit that step, the next part is the honesty, openness, and willingness to do something different. Okay? So I thank you all for joining on. Feel free to drop any comments, questions that you have after this live is posted. Just wanted to hop on really quickly. While I'm here, though, I do want to say that enrollment for the Be Well program is open right now. It started Monday and it will be closing Monday, March 28th. So get your applications in. I've had 10 people apply for this program. I am like so excited, so excited for these women to join. It is, again, it doesn't matter how many applications are in. It's about this program being a good fit and the right time for whoever's interested to join. So I highly, highly encourage you, if you are interested in being a part of this group for this cohort, to fill out an application. And that is a non-committal application. It just gives me the information I need to better understand you and to see how the program aligns with what some of your goals are. And after that, we would set up a 20-minute interview consultation to answer any questions you might have, discuss next steps, and ideally get you set up in the program. Okay? So if that is speaking to you, if you have been waiting to see, if you know how in Double Dutch, where the girls are double dutching and there's people on the side that are like dancing, waiting to say if they're going to jump in, go ahead and jump in. Fill out the application. Take that step that's in your best interest to go ahead. If you have been on the sidelines waiting to work with me or waiting for a program like this, now is the time. I do not keep this program open for long. I like to gather a group of women in, take them under my wing, stick together with them like a family, and make sure they are good, and then relaunching the program at a later date. So don't let this time pass you if you've been wondering about if this can be a good fit for you. Go ahead and fill out the application and let's talk about it and see what's best. Okay? So that's all I have. I love you guys, miss you guys. I hope that this is helpful to you, and I will be back next week on Tuesday with another live. Okay? All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.